Hello there, welcome back. In this video we're going to be taking a quick look at the Olight Warrior X flashlight, 2000 lumens of raw power. Okay, so in the box, which is beautiful by the way, you've got extra instructions, full instructions, a holster which fits the light very well. If you notice, you can shine through the holster and access the light from the top, which has got a hole cut in it. So you've got a hole top and bottom. Loops on the back are mounted that way so that it can be put onto a belt horizontally, which makes for easy access. And that is very, very well made, as everything from Olight is. You've also got a magnetic charger, which clips on like that, with a USB, which would just go to a battery backup or some other USB outlet. So it goes from red whilst charging to green when fully charged. You might just about be able to see the red glow there. And if I take that off, you should be able to see it green, just about. This magnetic end cap also functions as the switch. Half press puts it into 300 lumens for navigation, and a full press will put it to 2000 lumen output. And you can pretty much blind anybody who happens to be in the way of that. 2000 lumens, it's exceptionally bright. Now that tail switch stroke charging point also acts as a point to attach a remote switch if you wanted to use this on a rifle. This remote switch is an Olight product. It doesn't come with this particular light, but it is available separately. I'll put the links to everything in the video description. And with this, you can just press it once for on, once for off, or you can hold it to have it on, release to go off. And that's how easy it is to fit. That would just fit onto the stock of your rifle. Very, very good. And I mean, as far as lamping goes, that's all you need. I mean, you can stick this on a big rifle, you know, one of your centre fire rifles for fox shooting and all that. That is easily going to be bright enough. And it's so easy to switch on and off silently. Okay, so onto the features of this thing. I mean, as you can see, it is an exceptionally well-made aluminium-bodied flashlight with a vicious end and a not-so-vicious end. That's where you turn it on and off. And that is where you turn anybody in your vicinity on and off, because it can actually be used as a weapon. Or it could be used to break a car window. If you happen to have this in your car, that will easily crack a window. Just remember to go out the side window and not out of the windscreen, because the windscreen is laminated. Got a fluted design right across the front of here. That's to dissipate heat when this is on full, because I can feel the heat from there. What you don't want is this head to heat up and knacker the light. That helps to disperse it. You've got a belt clip here if you didn't want to use the supplied holster. And inside of here you've got an 18650 battery, which is 3000 milliamp hours. That all comes with it. In fact, everything I'm showing you today, apart from that remote switch, comes with this light. It is a very, very good package. And that's about it really. Let's get it outside and see what it can do in the dark. Right, now that's on our 300 lumens. And if I press hard, bang, goes to 2000 lumens and illuminates those sheep pretty well. Hopefully you can see that on the film, but I can just about see their eyes there. Okay, see that reflective sign just in the middle of the picture there? That's approximately 300 yards away maybe. Yeah, 300 yards. And there's a rabbit just down there as well, which is maybe 250 yards away. If we go a little bit further, at the centre of the beam now, there's a road goes over a bridge there, over the river. And that's about 350 yards. You can pick that out pretty well. I'm not sure if you can see that, but in the middle of the beam there, we've got a cattle feeder, which is approximately 350 yards away. I can see that well from my own eyes. I'm not sure how well it's coming out in film. Behind me we've got some trees that should reflect quite well. They're anywhere from about 30 yards to maybe 45 yards away. Let's put it on the 300 lumen setting, which is the half press. That's lighting up not too bad on there. We'll give it a full press. Boom. Hell of a difference. I mean, that is exceptionally bright. Fair enough, it's not too far away, but any further and that camera doesn't pick it up very well. That's a really, really good light. I'm very pleased with it. I can see why Olight have done the 300 up to 2000 settings, because this would primarily be used by law enforcement, military types of people. It is a very, very tactical light. Now this is actually the next night. Two things I forgot about. One was the filter that I got at the same time as this light. That's from Olight. It's a 40mm red filter lens. I'll show you the effect in a moment. And the second thing I forgot about was to tell you about the vibration feature. Now when the remaining charge in the battery gets down to 30%, you'll get one little vibration on this every 5 minutes. When it gets down to 10%, you'll get one vibration every minute. It's very subtle, but it does work. And when it gets down to 5% remaining charge, it vibrates 6 times a minute. Now when this arrived, the battery wasn't fully charged, so I just let it run down until it started vibrating. And to feel a flashlight vibrate in your hands is quite strange. Cue the smutty jokes. Okay, let's take a look at what this filter does to the light output. That probably doesn't show up very well on the camera there, but that's half a press, so that's 300 lumens. Still okay for navigation. I can see it well enough. Might not come out too well on the camera. Give it a full press. And that's not too bad. It definitely takes all the light away from around what would be called the halo, around the central part of the beam. And it does reduce the output somewhat, but you could still definitely use that for hunting. I do like a red filter on a light, especially if you're moving through woodland, because it just cuts down on the reflected light coming back from all the tree trunks, especially if you're walking through like birch wood or something, which is very white. You know, if you've got a white light shining onto a white surface, a lot of that light's just coming back at you. But if you've got a red light shining onto it, you get very little light bouncing back, so it helps to maintain your night vision. Also, people from a distance can't see what you're doing. I'll keep my woodland pretty well looked after, but we do have some quite heavy growth up there. You see that red light cuts through it. You don't get as many shadows, you don't get as much light bouncing back. Excellent if you're after pigeons on a night. Just for comparison, we'll switch to the white light. There you go. See how much light is bouncing back. Even when you're looking up there into the heavy growth, a lot of that light's just bouncing back off the trunk. It's casting a lot of shadows. You just can't see through the heavy growth as well when you're using a white light. And look at that on the trunks there. They aren't particularly reflective. The front one is Douglas fir, the back two are Sitka spruce, but the light is just bouncing back off them. That's going to destroy your night vision. So if you're going through woodland, always use a filter. It's going to sound really strange, but this is a very manly feeling light. It feels overqualified for me, or should I say I feel underqualified to be wielding it. I mean, I'm a pretty outdoorsy sort of guy. I'm, you know, into my rifles and black belt in karate, but that to me doesn't feel like enough for this light. It feels like it demands more. I should be in the military, or I should be in, you know, police special divisions or something. This wants to be storming houses, it wants to be taking on the Taliban or whoever the powers that be think are attacking us at the moment. It wants action. If you can give it action, give it serious consideration. It's a beautiful light. A really, really good light. All Olight products are good. This one is great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.